The JSE created the Issuer Regulation (IR) system to provide various workflow processes for processing company information. One such process is the submission of relevant company information to be disseminated to the subscribers electronically, which will then immediately disseminate the announcements to their customers. This workflow process is called the send system. The IR system is an internet-based system which will be accessed by users from the JSE website. The user will be required to sign on before access to the system is granted. For security reasons, access to the system is password protected. The user will have the ability to manage his profile electronically on the internet. The IR system will be available for send submissions 24 hours a day. However, the sends office will only be operational for processing and dissemination of announcements between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. every day, excluding weekends and public holidays. Access to the system will be restricted to issuers, sponsors, and designated advisors, DAs. The minimum technical requirements for any user to successfully use the system are included in the document called End User Hardware and Software Requirements available under Sends on the JSE website. The first user for every issuer, sponsor, or DA will be registered by the JSE on approval of that entity in its specific role. This user will be called the super user. The system makes provision for various issuer roles and also the sponsor and DAs. The super user will have the ability to register the additional users on the IR system. When the user selects the Issuer Regulation system from the JSE website, the Issuer Regulation landing page will open. On this page, the issuer will be able to access the system, manage his profile, access the online help file, and register a new user. In this module, we'd like to deal with the online help facility as well as general navigation of the system. The IR system makes provision for an online help facility. This facility can be accessed on the login screen or from every screen within the IR system by selecting the Help button in the top right-hand corner. The online help file is available in two file formats, CHM and HTML. Under normal circumstances, the help file will automatically open in HTML. But if the browser blocks the user from the HTML version, the user can download the entire help file and then access it with CHM. This video will focus on the use of the HTML version. The CHM version will, however, have the same functionality, only the display will be different. The online help includes the Contents, Index, Search, and Glossary tabs on the toolbar. The Contents option displays the table of contents, books and pages that represent the categories of information in the online help system. When you click on a closed book, it opens to display its content, sub-books and pages. When you click on an open book, it closes. When you click on pages, you select topics to view in the right-hand pane. The Index option displays a multi-level list of keywords and keyword phrases. These terms are associated with topics in the help system, and they're intended to direct you to specific topics according to your way of working. To open a topic in the right-hand pane associated with a keyword, double-click on the keyword. If the keyword is used with more than one topic, a dialog box opens so you can select a specific topic to view. Then click on Display. When you type a question in the Help System search option, related topics are displayed so that you can navigate to. This feature is called Natural Language Search. You can type a question or simply type keywords. The Glossary option displays a glossary similar to one you'd find in a printed publication. It provides a list of words, short phrases, and their definitions related to the application. When you select a term from the top pane, Term, its corresponding definition is displayed in the lower pane, Definition. Inside each topic, you will find different ways of navigating as well as viewing text. Text that is blue and underlined is a hyperlink that navigates to another topic or web page, a pop-up link that displays a window over the main window, or a text-only pop-up which displays a brief text description. Some links drop down additional text or expand text to the right. It's important to remember to click on the Back button on the Internet Explorer window to return to the previous topic. Once a hyperlink has been selected, it will appear as purple text. Text that is green and italicized will display a drop-down window over the main window which displays a brief text description. To remove this drop-down window, simply click on the green and italicized text again. Clicking on this type of hyperlink will display a pop-up help window. To remove this window from the screen, simply click anywhere else on the screen and the pop-up window will close. In certain instances, clicking on a hyperlink will navigate to a heading in the same help window. Glossary terms that are embedded within a topic are displayed as purple, bold, italicized text. To expand the glossary term in order to read the description, simply click on it. The glossary term will have a light purple background. To collapse the glossary term, click on it again. To provide a larger viewing area of the open topic, you can hide the left pane. Click on the Close button on the toolbar. To display the table of contents, if you previously hid it, click on the Show button on the toolbar. Once the user is signed in, the user will be presented with his work list and the main menu. Where you see the big red 1 on the screen, this section displays the name of the current user logged in, the current company to which the user is linked to, the option to log out of the systems, and the option to change the user's profile details. The current company that the user is linked to is displayed in a drop-down box. This drop-down box might have more than one company listed, depending on the customer roles that the user is actively linked to. The user must select the relevant company that he or she wants to use by selecting the correct company name in the drop-down box. Number 2 is the section that displays the active work lists for the logged-in user. The Sends work list will display all the Sends announcements created and in process which the current user in his role for the current company selected, created or submitted. If the user is a super user, the system will display all the announcements that all users for the current company have submitted and created. The External work list displays all user registration applications created by the user linked to the current company selected. The Issuer role work list displays all the issuer role applications created by the current company selected. Number 3 refers to the main menu. This menu is based on the roles allocated to the current user logged in. The Issuer role registration option allows the user to register new issuers for future submission purposes or for registration of additional roles for existing issuers. Token management allows the user to create security tokens for new user registration and send submission. Token management will be dealt with in detail in the token management module. The submission option will allow the user to submit sends announcements and to do announcement corrections, and this will also be dealt with in detail in separate modules. Number 4 is the section where the current active screens or pages are displayed. The user can have multiple open pages. The one in white will be the one displayed in Section 5 and 6. Section 5 displays the tabs for the current active page, and Section 6 displays the detailed screen for the tab selected in 5. Within each of the screens, there are different methods of entering information into a field. Each field will be one of the following: free-form field, drop-down box where the user will have to click on the down arrow to be able to select from the list, checkbox, radio button. The date field can be dealt with in 2 ways. The user can click on the date picker on the right-hand side of the field and then select the date from the calendar, or the user can manually type the date. The user can move around in the calendar by selecting the left arrow or right arrow. One arrow will move the calendar 1 month forward or backwards, and the double arrow will move the calendar 2 months forward or backwards. To add filter criteria, simply enter one or more alphanumeric characters, a portion of a word, or a complete word. Click on the filter icon and then select one of the options displayed. Only those records that meet the filter criteria entered will be displayed. The Show All checkbox is used on various screens. When it is selected, the system will display all the records on the page and you can scroll through all the records. When this checkbox is not selected, the system will only display 10 records per page. The Select All checkbox is used on various screens. When selected, the system will select all records on the current page or grid. Click on the column heading in order to sort data in ascending order. The column heading color will change and an arrow will be displayed indicating the order in which the data has been sorted. Click on the left arrow to collapse the main menu and work list. Click on the right arrow to expand the main menu and work list. Please select the next video clip called Login to continue the series.